I wanted to share with you a post that I read recently, which kind of gets to the heart of so much of what we've been seeing and discussing, trying to make sense of this obsession the world has with Israel. Instead of commending it for fighting this battle against a genocidal death cult in the most surgically precise way seen in the history of modern urban warfare, instead, no, Israel is hated upon by the nations, by governmental institutions, international governmental institutions, and on social media. And the obsession is making many people wonder, is there something deeper going on here? This is a post I saw. I can't figure out who first wrote it. It's been shared by a few people, including Beryl Solomon. If you know the original author of this, let me know. But I want to read it to you because it's really powerful. This is what it says. There's something about Israel that makes people feel uncomfortable, and it's not what they say it is. They'll point to politics, settlements, borders, and wars, but scratch beneath the outrage and you'll find something deeper. A discomfort, not with what Israel does, but with what Israel is. A nation this small should not be this strong. Period. Israel has no oil, no special natural resources, a population barely the size of a mid-sized American city. They're surrounded by enemies, hated in the United Nations, targeted by terror, condemned by celebrities, boycotted, slandered, and attacked. And still, they thrive like there's no tomorrow. In military, in medicine, in security, in technology, in agriculture, in intelligence, in morality, in sheer, unbreakable will. They turn desert into farmland. They make water from air. They intercept rockets in midair. They rescue hostages under the nose of the world's worst regimes. They survive wars that were supposed to wipe them out and win. The world watches this and can't make sense of it. So they do what people do when they witness strength they can't understand. They assume it must be cheating. It must be American aid. It must be foreign lobbying. It must be oppression. It must be theft. It must be some dark trick that gave the Jews this kind of power. It must be blackmail. Because heaven forbid it's something else. Heaven forbid it's real. Heaven forbid it's earned, or worse, destined. The Jewish people were supposed to disappear a long, long time ago. That's how the story of exiled, enslaved, hated minorities is supposed to end. But the Jews didn't disappear. They actually came home, rebuilt their land, revived their language, and brought their dead back to life, in memory, in identity, and in strength. That's not normal. It's not political. It's biblical. There's no cheat code that explains how a group of people return to their homeland after 2,000 years. There's no rational path from gas chambers to global influence. By the way, just to pause for a second, I think that's what spurs on so much Holocaust denial. They can't make sense of how a Jewish people could go from the worst genocide in human history to a thriving people that's rebuilt themselves. And there is no historical precedent for surviving the Babylonians, the Romans, the Crusaders, the Inquisition, the pogroms, and the Holocaust, and still showing up to work on Monday in Tel Aviv. Israel doesn't make sense, unless you believe in something beyond the math. This is what drives the world crazy. Because if Israel is real, if this improbable, ancient, hated nation is somehow still chosen, protected, and thriving, then maybe God isn't a myth after all. Maybe he's still in the story. Maybe history isn't random. Maybe evil doesn't get the last word. Maybe the Jews are not just a people, but a testimony. That's what they can't stand. Because once you admit that Israel's survival isn't just impressive, but divine, everything changes. Your moral compass has to reset. Your assumptions about history, power, and justice collapse. You realize you're not watching the end of an empire, you're witnessing the beginning of something eternal. So they deny it, they smear it, and rage against it, because it's easier to call a miracle cheating than to face the possibility that God keeps his promises, and he's keeping them still. I'm so excited to share with you something that I've been working on for a while. We've just taken JTV content to the next level. Introducing JTV Plus, a new platform streaming exclusive content created and handpicked by me. Get ready for jaw-dropping documentaries, exclusive interviews, insider access, and so much more. JTV Plus brings you captivating stories that will shock and inspire you, stories that honestly, I'm discovering for the first time too. From Israel to Jewish history to Judaism, it's all there. In exclusive interviews, you'll hear guests open up about things they've never shared publicly before. Plus, I'll take you behind the scenes where I get a lot more personal with you. By joining JTV Plus, you're not just joining an exclusive community, you're partnering with me to help JTV reach new heights. Just search j-tv.plus and join our exclusive community today. There's a link in the video description. I'll see you there.